Hi, I'm Nelly Luna. I'm a community organizer and education activist. I started my work organizing with Teens Take Charge. I'm looking towards more healing centered and art education focused practices for marginalized students to help them heal and make an impact in education. So, this document is basically a demand list for what Black and Hispanic students and I guess their allies expect from the college and their demands for change. The real issue is that New York City does not want to allow Black and Puerto Rican people in the colleges in direct proportions to the high school population. The language really stands out to me in this because it is very transparent. You can feel the anger, and I don't think it was watered down for anybody's approval or anybody's um, discomfort. This is in the fourth demand that the racial composition of entering freshman class be racially reflective of the high school population. So they give a lot of the statistics to back up which ways that the admissions in the city college should reflect the population of and diversity of students in the high schools. After like giving all these statistics, they write beyond the fact that we pay for the college and are excluded from them is the abuse to which our children are subjected to in high schools. At present, the schools, with the aid of their racist teachers, force children to drop out at fantastic rates. It is definitely in context, and you can't talk about college inequity without understanding the context of inequity in New York City's public education generally. This whole piece just highlights the harm of not having college access. And it says this forces our children to take the lowest positions in society. Others are drafted against their will to fight a racist war in Vietnam, which kills our children in far greater proportions than our numbers. The few that manage to struggle through are advised to seek vocational diplomas, general diplomas, and join Job Corps training centers, etc. And that's why these things are so important is because they really connect to the basics. They connect to whether you're going to eat, whether you live, you die. If I would have read this, like earlier, I think it would have given me ideas of organizing strategies. I just really felt a lot of pride seeing the way that they organized, how it was only in 6 months from when they first released it to the change that they ended up getting. The city college got transformed, and today you see there is so much. A majority are students of color who are there. As I started to look more into the history and learn a lot more about the reason why we have the issues we have, it really just lit a fire inside of me. And I started understanding that a lot of the guilt and shame in education that we internalize, or a lot of the inequity that we internalize, wasn't on me and it wasn't my fault. And I think that's something that this piece as a whole really drives home is that there's just certain systems in place that is leading to the Black and Puerto Rican students to not be successful. And a lot of times we're made to feel like it was our fault. So like if you would have gotten denied from City College, you would have been like, oh, like I didn't work hard enough, I didn't try hard enough. This was on me, and kind of like normalize and naturalize the segregation and the inequity and put it on the blame of the victim. When you start actually getting access to a history that deeply reflects both the joys and heavy inequities and systems of our communities, you start really understanding why we have the present reality we have, why schools work the way they do. I think this is such a dope piece to be inspired by as a young person. You're seeing like, oh wow, like our present day college system was literally transformed by young people just like me. You can see the fruits of their labor presently. Like go to City College, walk along the street, like you will see, is mostly full of students of color. The power that our anger holds, we have righteous anger, and I think this piece really attests to that. I think it's a way to just have some joy, some anger, some sadness. You get a lot of feelings reading this, but I think at the end of the day, overall, it's just inspiring.